Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, on this nice, wonderful day, it's sunny out. I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas.
DDR1, transition.
Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina. Sammy, how you doing?
Hanging in there.
We got Garrett back this week. Those of you guys wondering where Ian is, obviously because of Ian's commitment with his work schedule, it's been very, very difficult, very challenging for Ian. So we're going to rotate between Ian and Garrett on a fairly consistent basis. It's not that Ian's leaving the show or anything like that. He is not. It's just that, Garrett's done a pretty good job as filling in for Ian, and, so we're giving him a promotion. Congratulations, Garrett.
I appreciate that, and I can never fully be able to do the job that one Ian Arthur Witherspoon
Yes,
does.
you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
He's one of a kind.
He is not one of a
He's
kind.
one of
He's
a
a
kind.
loser.
Sammy,
He
he's
is a
a
loser.
wonderful person.
He is not a wonderful
He's a
person.
he's
He
a
is
gentleman and a
loser.
scholar.
He is not a gentleman and scholar. He's a loser.
Ian Witherspoon, a gentleman scholar, that does not make any sense.
Academic
That
failure.
does not
Let's
make any
talk about
sense.
sports instead of Ian
Academic
Witherspoon.
failure.
Okay, I agree. Ian's an academic
Let's-
failure. Okay, let's talk about sports.
Yes,
let's
let's
talk
talk
about
He's
the
an
Tigers.
academic failure.
Okay, the Tigers lost to Ian's
The
Witherspoon
Tigers
team
are an
again in a
academic
row.
failure, and you know it. I know it. The whole world knows it. Ian Witherspoon knows that the Kansas City Royals are a good baseball team, and he
my
knows
goodness.
the Cleveland Indians are going to be a team that wins the World Series. You just watch, and the Detroit Tigers are not making the playoffs. You know it. I know it. Ian Witherspoon knows it. You know it. And, of course, Bob Bridges knows it, and the entire world knows it.
Why are you pointing to me? Why are you pointing to me? I'm not
Why?
Ian Witherspoon.
Why do I have to deal with this every single time I'm on the show, Anthony?
Why not? Why not?
One, your claim of Cleveland winning the World Series is completely bogus.
Why? Who do you think
Because
gonna win
I
the
would-
Texas
World
will win it, too.
No, I would.
What? You
No.
can't have two teams win the World Series.
If anything, the team that would win the World Series, or that would represent the American League in the World Series, is going to be Houston.
Oh, I agree with you. Congratulations. That's another team we support.
But you mentioned
Wait,
Cleveland
wait.
off the top.
Cleveland, Texas, Houston. The three top
Okay.
teams.
So you're making it sound.
So you're hopping on the bandwagon.
No, I'm not, but I'm telling you right
How
now.
many bandwagons has he hopped on, though? Let's be fair here. He's a Kansas City Royals fan. He's a Cleveland Indians fan. Dallas Stars fan.
Well, Dallas Stars, I'm not going to put on a bandwagon
He's
fan.
a Green Bay, quietly a Green Bay Packer fan.
I don't know about that.
There's been a lot of very odd bandwagons that he's hopped on during baseball seasons.
He roots for Canada and Brazil.
He does. Maybe you like China too. Who knows?
I'm going to tell you what right now. You want to know why the Tigers are terrible?
Please tell me.
They have no bullpen. They
Wrong.
can't hit.
Wrong.
They can't.
They have no
Wrong.
bullpen.
They
He's
have
right.
no bullpen.
Wrong.
They have no
Wrong.
offense. They have no offense.
Wrong.
They have no offense. They
This is a
can't-
team. Sammy.
They've been shut out 5 times.
Sammy.
Yeah,
This
right
is a
about that.
team that is struggling to find itself right now 50 games into the season. And yes, you're a third of the way through. And
Fire Osmus.
yes, you should.
Fire him.
Yes,
Fire
you
Brad
should
Osmus.
have a clear direction 50 games in. However, we haven't seen this team completely healthy and seen this team completely the way that they should.
Okay, give
Here's
me-
the thing. Here's
You
the
give me
thing,
one
Sammy.
thing here.
Sammy.
Garrett, let's listen to me here. Listen to reality. One, this offense has not done a good job. Two, they have not been
They haven't had JD Martinez for the last 35
JD Martinez is the only one that's hot right now. Miguel Cabrera has not been hot. Victor Martinez has been struggling. Justin Upton's been a disaster. But you know what's been a real big disaster? Jordan Zimmerman. You know why? 7.15 ERA. That's horrible.
You do know that Miguel Cabrera is leading all first basemen in the first round of All-Star balloting.
Yeah, because he's a star in the making. But I'm telling you right now,
He's always been a star in the making.
Kyle Zimmerman is
Kyle
the biggest
Zimmerman?
disaster in in sports right now. He had an $110 million contract, and yet he is not living up to that contract.
I don't think anybody would disagree with you. I think the rotation's been good, though. Verlander's had a couple shaky starts, but other than that, he's been fine. Fulmer's been great.
The bullpen's been the disaster.
Boyd's been about what you would
not been
expect.
Good, no.
But he was kind of being what you would expect. And then Daniel Norris has been all right. The bullpen's got 4 nice pieces now back there.
Garbage.
Five nice pieces back there, if you'd argue that.
It's
No,
garbage.
Anthony.
It's garbage.
Anthony, would you say this? Blaine Hardy, Shane Green, Justin Wilson, Alex Wilson have been pretty consistent for this team through 50 games this year.
Garbage.
They've had a couple of inconsistencies, but I would generally say that I could trust them when Brad calls on that.
You can't trust them.
Are you sure, Garrett? I don't want to sound negative about this, but you have to produce results, and the bullpen has not been producing results.
There's been albatrosses in the bullpen, though. There's also been the Francisco Rodriguez's, the Anibal Sanchez's, the William Cuevas's of the world.
Terrible.
There have been albatrosses on this bullpen that have made them.
Terrible.
I'm speaking to Anthony.
You watch your mouth.
I'm speaking to
You
Anthony.
Watch your mouth.
This bullpen has been bad at times, yes. And at the first month of the season, it was league worst. I think it's getting better and can get better. Now, the thing is, things have to get moving in the right direction. K-Rod needs to show he needs to get better if he wants to stay on this roster. I want to see more from some of these other guys they brought up. Saupold's not going to cut it for me. There's a couple other guys that aren't going to cut it for me. I'd like to see that. But at the same time, you're still within a few games of Minnesota for first place in the AL Central. You're still right in striking distance with Cleveland. I'm not going to completely abandon ship. If this happens by the end of the If this happens by July 4th.
The question is, should the Tigers rebuild? Should the Tigers go into rebuilding mode? Because there's been indications that point to that if the Tigers are in this position going into either at the end of the month, end of June, or July,
WNEMT 5 reported
they will
this,
be reported.
and they said that Al Avila has threatened the team, if they don't get it done by June, they're done. There are going to be a lot of trades. All veterans are available.
July 4th, I believe the team plays in the first week of July. They play both Chicago and San Francisco. We'll know more by the 4th of July where this team sits. And if they're going to be at 500, a little bit below 500, and they're going to be second or third place in this division, you know what you do?
They're so.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
All right.
Blow it up.
All right, guys, we'll be right back with Between Taorminas here on ONTV.
Hey, it's ONTV here. Now, have you ever had the urge to create your own TV show, or you just wanted to see what goes behind the scenes of making a TV program? Well, ONTV has just the program for you. ONTV offers studio and field production classes that allow you to take control and create the programs the way you want them to be. We will introduce you to media literacy skills and the fundamentals of program production in order to acquire the basic training needs for ONTV equipment use. To get started, all you have to do is sign up for a free ONTV orientation, where you will learn all about ONTV and all the opportunities available to our volunteers, as well as meet the ONTV staff and take a tour of our facility. After that, you can register for one of our production courses. Both the studio and field production courses are only $10 for Lake Orion residents and $25 for non-residents. For more information about ONTV's production classes, feel free to call us at 248-393-1060 or go to orionontv.org and click register now to sign up for classes. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV, sponsored by Mr. Ian Locke. So, gentlemen, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. My right ear I can't hear out of because of this young
I'm
Salvatore.
hanging in there. You watch your mouth.
I'm having a fantastic day, Sammy.
You are having so am I. I'm having a fantastic day, too.
Okay, let's talk about the NBA playoffs, the predictability, and Garrett, you have a rant, so go rant.
That's what I think of the NBA playoffs, what I think of the NBA season, the league in general, the finals. I've had enough with this. I'm sick and tired of seeing the same 4 teams in the playoffs every single year and seeing the NBA finals for a 3rd straight year being Golden State
You know what?
and
I
Cleveland.
agree with you. I agree with
Okay, hey,
I
we
agree.
are actually mending relationships here.
I agree with you. Here's
No.
why. I am sick and tired of Adam Silver and that mother Looty Goody Goody Booty baby known as David Stern just basically babysitting people like Stephen Curry and LeBron James. But I'm telling you,
Oh, you hate LeBron James, I can tell
boy.
but I'm
you.
telling
Yeah.
you,
Oh, God.
the Cleveland Cavaliers, Ian Weatherspoon's team is going to repeat as NBA champions because little booey gooey David Stern wants it to happen, despite the
Is
fact
David
that
Stern
Adam
in your,
Silver
is
is
David
not
Stern on the
owner
same-
anymore.
No,
No, I
it-
know, but he still
You're
has
not
his
the owner.
influence. He still has his influence in this game. Because I'm telling you right now, we're all living in David Stern's little fantasy world right now.
What is he,
We
a
all
pirate
are
princess
living in
pony
this-
puff?
Yeah, we're all living in this little David Stern world right now because he's the one that wanted LeBron James to win an NBA championship. He's the one that created the Golden State Warriors.
Well, I
Yes.
wouldn't say I would say this though. Part of it was luck though for the Warriors. Let's be fair here. They also did draft Steph Curry very late in the first round in the year that they had that. 3 of their main pieces of their core were drafted. So it's not like it was actually made up. And you can, yes, Tristan Thompson, Kyrie Irving, some of these other guys that Cleveland had the same thing too. But
Golden State
you know,
signed Kevin Durant.
but that's where I think people say, okay, they made that team as well. My biggest thing about this and is the people who say that, oh, well, this is the most talented NBA Finals that we've ever seen.
Yeah,
now, here's
right.
the thing. LeBron James will, at the end of the day, go down as the best player in the
there's no doubt
planet.
about that.
There is no questions asked about that. Michael Jordan will have nothing on LeBron James. And yes, he's already been into a 7th Finals, but Jordan was, made it 6th. Here's my thing. I don't think that when you look at the careers and where they're going to go for Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and even Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, I don't think those guys are going to have the types of careers that people are already making them out to be. They're already calling those guys Hall of Famers. I know you love Draymond Green. I know he was a Spartan, and I know that he was a second-round guy.
And Bob Bridges loved Day-Day.
A second-round draft pick, kid from Saginaw. Everyone seems to like him. He's my favorite player on Golden State for that obvious
Played
reason.
at Saginaw High.
I mentioned that, yeah, Saginaw
Played
High.
at Saginaw High, yep.
So
Day-Day.
he did that. But my thing is I think it's very quick to assume that Thompson would be a Hall of Famer, that Draymond Green would be a Hall of Famer, that even Steph Curry and Kevin Durant
They're
would.
not Hall of Famers.
But people are already out there and saying that this is a series that's going to feature 7, 8 potential Hall of Famers in the future. I don't see it. I want to see good basketball as the one thing. And I think when you have these teams like that that are fabricated and made this way, and you and I both agree, Sammy, that when you have these teams that are stacked the way that they are, it just doesn't help anybody else. And yes, it's rare to have a 3rd consecutive finals for one straight team.
It doesn't help out ratings. I'll tell you why.
But see, I think that we're going to be in the minority because I think the ratings will be sky high this year. I think people are going to want to see the 3rd act of this. It's almost like the best of 3 type of situation.
Are you saying that these 2 teams are a dynasty? Because I'll tell you what. Because everybody's looking at Golden State as the dynasty. But what happens when a dynasty... Look at a team. I'm going to use a perfect example of a lot of people heard of the Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Lakers. Who broke those dynasties? The Pistons. So
Well, the Lakers and the Bulls somewhere, some years. But
Well,
for the
then
most
you
part,
could
yes.
say the Bulls broke the Pistons dynasty
Right.
in the early 1990s, and then you could also say that the Pistons broke the Lakers dynasty in the early 2000s.
Just like you could also say
and then you could say that the Cavs or the Heat broke the Pistons dynasty back in the mid 2000s.
Right. So
No, Pistons were in
Pistons
quite a bit
are
of
not
conference
good.
finals.
They are not a good basketball team.
Mom, we're not talking about the
We're not
current
talking
Pistons.
about-
We're talking
no.
about the past Pistons teams. I mean, you look at 2004, when the Pistons beat the Lakers. You look at 2005. As much as there are people who tend to disagree with my view, I think the Pistons and the Spurs series was probably the best series that the NBA has had because you featured 2 teams. Yes, the Spurs had a little more stars, but you had 2 blue-collared, hard-working teams that were going at it with each other, and they were just 2 defensive, blue-collared, hard-working teams.
what I find
other.
interesting,
NBA
going
is
off
the-
your point, Anthony, Dwayne Wade, I saw this a couple days ago on his Twitter account. he actually said the 06 series, the Eastern Conference Final Series with the Pistons and the Heat that sent the Heat to the finals against the Spurs in 06 was one of the toughest series he's ever played in.
Mm-hmm. I agree with him. Here's why. Because I agree with Dwayne Wade's tweet. Because the NBA is going more of an offensive show game, and it's taking a lot of people off. I know it takes you off. I know it ticks.
Greatly.
I know it ticks a lot of people off. It ticks me off.
Well, the NBA has gone to more of a superstar-driven league.
But it's a more athletic three-point game,
right.
and I hate that kind of style. Hence why I wanted the San Antonio Spurs to make it to the finals this year, because I thought it'd be kind of fun, especially for LeBron James, because mind you, LeBron James also lost the championship to the San Antonio Spurs in his final season with Miami. Before then, he came home to
Then he also lost
Cleveland.
as his final years as a cat. Well,
No, he lost
one
to
of it.
Boston.
Oh, yeah,
So
you're right.
you know what would have been fascinating to me
Oh,
is
yeah,
seeing
that's true.
LeBron having that chance to get his revenge back on San Antonio and being able to win that championship for the second
San
consecutive
Antonio's
year.
been the consistent.
Garrett, I agree with you. I agree
of
with you.
team.
I agree with you. San Antonio should be in the final right now. Had not been Golden State just decided to bring in a guy like Kevin Durant, break a super mega team,
Become a
and
super team.
They're a super team. You know what I
But
mean?
and I used to be jaded like that as well. But here's
Well,
the
I mean,
thing,
Boston had a super team with
But-
the big three. Miami
Right.
had a big three.
right?
You know, I mean,
Can anybody blame Kevin Durant for wanting to win a championship when, in that sport in particular, it seems like, and in sports today, it seems like fans are quick to
Russell
jump on the
Westbrook
gun.
looks bad.
Fans seem to be particularly quick to judge somebody for not winning a championship. So can you blame Kevin Durant for going to Golden State for that reason? Because fans today do look at championships and hold them in high regard, even maybe more so than the Hall
I
of Fame.
agree.
it's sad too.
It's sad because now we're having that, and I hate rooting against a guy like Kevin Durant because I loved Kevin Durant probably more than I loved LeBron James. But now I have to cheer against the guy because I want to see. I don't want to see Golden State have this type of success. I don't, and it sucks for me to say that because I like Draymond Green and I
Golden
like
State plays
Kevin
that
Durant,
Small ball.
and they do, but they're athletic as all heck, and they just drive you nuts, and they can shoot the lights out of the gym. It's going to be a fun series, I think, for
I
everybody.
think
but
Stephen Curry's close with Drake. I think, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
well,
So is LeBron.
everybody's cool with Drake. I'm cool with Drake. Anthony's cool with Drake. Ian Witherspoon's
say
cool with
that.
Drake.
I didn't say that.
Ian Witherspoon's
All right.
cool with Drake, so there's
No,
a reason
he's
why the
not.
Raptors
No,
are.
it's not.
There's a reason why the Raptors are bad.
Any final thoughts on this topic?
You know what? Hey, Stanley Cup final. You know it's a good thing. At least I got to watch Stanley Cup final.
Nashville and Pittsburgh.
I still think Nashville wins that series.
I would tend to agree.
Nashville wins in 7.
Exactly.
We'll be right back with Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taormina, co-host of Between Taorminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV. Hello, Oakland County. It's the Sammy Taormina talking OA Now. In it, we'll talk various stories from ranging from the state to Oakland County teams affecting the OAA. Catch us here on OA Now. Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Great.
Great.
I want to
He's
talk.
mimicking everything I'm doing.
No, you're mimicking everything I'm doing.
You guys are both
No.
acting like. Let's talk this sad story first from golf. Tiger Woods. What's your take on that?
You go.
You go.
Anthony, I can't get anywhere with this guy.
I can't figure this guy out. He's got a mug shot. He's growing a beard again. I think he's growing his hair out.
What hair he has left.
It's sad. You know, here's a guy that had so much. He went through a lot of injuries, and now he got busted for this. Unfortunate.
You know, it is interesting because I think in sports we've seen kind of the fall from grace with a guy like Michael Phelps, for example. He came back, though, in
He
Rio.
came back better than ever.
Right. He came back, though, re-energized, refocused. But he had that moment where he kind of crashed to earth. And I don't like saying that for a guy like Tiger Woods because I enjoyed watching Tiger Woods play, Anthony. And here's the thing is I want to see him break Jack Nicklaus's record. I know Jack does as well, too. He's been publicly, on record as saying that he would love to see Tiger Woods break his major championship record. I think this is that moment, that Michael Phelps moment for him, where he's hit that low point and he's gotten so low that now this means more to him. And maybe the whole thing with him and Elin Nordgren, him crashing the car into the tree into his driveway, that was, some people could say that was part of the downfall, but he was still playing meaningful golf. He was still competitive. He was still winning.
Golf in a long,
He was
time,
still, but he was
2013.
still winning tournaments. He wasn't necessarily winning majors, but he was still winning tournaments after that incident in 2009. This is that fall from grace that I think could help Tiger Woods just get back on the saddle because I want to see him competing again with these young cats in the PGA. And the thing is golf's ratings have suffered because of it. I mean, not having Tiger Woods
You've
there.
had the emergence of some great golfers, though.
I agree, but most guys watch golf because they were intimidated by Tiger because he was just so bold and he was charismatic and he was so energetic and exciting and full of energy and he was just winning left and right and people loved to see it. And it's not to say that guys like Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, and Phil Mickelson can't do that, but they don't have anywhere near the kind of tenacity that Tiger Woods had playing the game of golf.
I agree with you, they don't have the tenacity, but a guy like Jordan Spieth is like trying to bring back that type of thing. Of course, he's a guy who's I think about in his mid-20s, and he's already won the Masters at least once. I think he's won a U.S. Open.
He's already won 2 majors in his career.
2 majors in his career.
Yes.
So I think when you look at possibly trying to change the curve, I think Tiger Woods will come back. I do believe he will come back.
But that's why I think this fall from grace for him is eerily similar to that of Michael Phelps. And I do think that you give him another year or 2 to sort things out with his back.
No.
Mentally. You can play
6 months.
You can play in the PGA and the regular circuit until you're the age of 50. Now for him, luckily for Tiger,
he's got 9 years left. He's 41.
Luckily, he's 38, I'm pretty sure.
38?
He's in his late 30s, but here's the thing, Sammy. The good news for him is that he doesn't really even need to qualify for any of these majors because he's already won them. So in some of these cases, he's already a lifetime member. He already has lifetime status. He doesn't even need to get a tour card in some of these instances. So for him to focus solely, even if he focuses his last 10, 12 years in the PGA, just solely on the 4 majors, I think that could be a good thing for him. Because
Possible. I wish they brought back the Buick Open in Warwick Hills. I wish they did that.
Oh, I wish they did not.
Talking
That was
about-
terrible. That was a terrible tournament.
No, that was
That
a
was
good
terrible.
tournament. That was
Sam
a
Mike
good
is
tournament.
terrible.
That was a good tournament.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. There's
Yes, it
so
was.
many better courses than there are at Warwick.
No, there's not Warwick Hills
Yes,
a good
there-
course.
No.
They have had tournaments at the golf course in Indianwood.
But then you've got Oakland Hills, you've got TPC Michigan, you've got Arcadia Bluffs, and I go on, Sammy. Warwick Hills is like.
Warwick Hills is a good golf
No,
course.
that's not.
Yes, it is.
What did you go with a young Sammy and a young Anthony went to Warwick Hills to watch Tiger Woods back in the day?
You're gonna be deep on. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. You watch.
All right,
What?
so let's talk about the NHL briefly. So Nashville, Pittsburgh, you both are wanting Nashville.
But I would not.
Nashville's a better team here.
But I would not be upset if Pittsburgh won the cup.
No, I would be.
No, because here's the thing. I'm the lone Red Wing fan out of us 3 here at the table. No, let me say this.
Would you be? If you're a Red Wing fan, why would you want the Penguins to win it again?
Because it just comes to a point where, as a fan base, you hear every
Most
fan
Wing
base.
fans would hate you for it.
But at some point, Anthony, fan bases need to understand that they can't keep holding on to the past and holding on to this repeat cup streak where the
It's
Red Wings
over.
are, where the Red
Nashville's
Wings.
gonna
Why?
win.
Let me finish.
What?
Let me finish. The thing is that the Red Wings always pride themselves, just like how the Lions pride themselves on this streak and that streak. The Red Wings have prided themselves not only on the 25 years in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but also the fact that they were the last team ever to repeat as champions in their sport. And if you have the Pittsburgh Penguins do that, you know what? You completely start a new generation of Red Wings hockey. So for me, that's why I would like to see Crosby get his third cup. I'd like to see the Penguins do that. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm disappointed.
PK Subban, you have Pecorine, you have, of course, you have James Neal. I'm telling you what, Nashville's going to win the series because one, you can tell in that between the middle second period, middle and third period, who was the better team in that game? Game one.
Nashville.
So I'm telling you right now, if Pecorine does not give up 2 soft goals in that game one, Nashville beats Pittsburgh.
Listen,
Nashville's a better team
ifs
in
and
the
buts,
series.
candy and nuts. Ifs and buts, candy and nuts. Listen, you play the game 60 minutes. Sometimes you play a little bit longer in the playoffs.
I'm going to tell you what, Nashville's going to win this series.
Sometimes
they won't win the series.
Well, then, if they were supposed to win the series and they had 26 shots on goal, then why didn't they win the game? Pittsburgh only had 12. Yes, Nashville dominated, but if Nashville dominated enough, why didn't they win that game?
Nashville's going to have to
Because listen,
play
hockey,
faster.
like every other sport, is a sport about bounces and luck and being in the right place at the right time. And Pittsburgh was in the right place at the right time. I am not advocating for a Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup championship here. I'm not saying it. What I'm saying is it's going to be a good series, but what I'm saying is you can't just sit here and say that Nashville won game one. On paper, they didn't win game one. They play game 2 on Wednesday, which is at this recording tonight, and then they have several other games ahead of them. Listen, it's a 7-game series. Yeah. Things will pan out. Things will work in its favor, but I'm going to say this. I've also been one to lighten my stance on Sidney Crosby in the past.
Sidney Crosby's a loser. He is a loser. He's an idiot. He's not that good.
Anthony, I've softened up significantly on Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby's a loser. He's a jerk.
Why? Because he's put you in peril for your Dallas Stars? He's put your Dallas Stars in peril?
J.D. Benn's a much better captain than Sidney Crosby.
Stop
He's even fought with
blasphemous.
You watch your mouth.
Blasphemous.
You watch your mouth.
You wash your mouth with
you
soap.
watch your mouth. All right, gentlemen. Any
Phil
final
Kessel's
thoughts?
a better player than Tyler
Any
Seguin.
final thoughts?
Yes. Tyler Seguin is half the player Phil Kessel is.
Yeah, right.
There's a reason why they traded him.
Phil Kessel.
Yeah, and Phil Kessel's
Any final thoughts?
This guy sitting to my right here is whack.
No, this guy here is whack.
I think I did an admirable job, though, filling in for the wonderful Ian Arthur
No,
Witherspoon.
you did not.
Ian Witherspoon, wonderful.
Ian Witherspoon's a loser.
Listen, Ian Witherspoon is a good friend of mine. How come I can't have a friendship with Ian Witherspoon, but also have a friendship with both of you?
Ian Witherspoon, he needs psychological care. He needs help.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I am the one who advocates for him to wear that Motor City Kitty costume every time he goes to a Tiger game.
You're not there. Yeah, he's a terrible influence. You know
I'm not a terrible influence.
Yes, you are. No, I'm not. You are a terrible influence. No, I'm not.